those of you that know me well know that there's a couple things that I really kind of dig, right? Number one is sports. I'm a huge sports guy. You guys probably see me talk sometimes about different sports analogies and metaphors here on some of these videos. But also, too, I'm a big quote guy. And you guys that have been watching my Central Indiana market watches for any period of time, and man, we've been doing for, gosh, two and a half years now, that I a lot of times like to use a quote to kind of tie in what's going on at a given moment in the Central Indiana real estate market. So the quote that I have for you today comes from the sports arena, and it's from the great Indiana legend John Wooden. Obviously known for his national championships at UCLA, but a Purdue All-American when he was a basketball player here in Indiana, and from Martinsville, Indiana. Most of you probably know that, but some of you don't. But anyway, one of his quotes that he would say a lot that I always thought was profound is he would say, "Be quick, but don't hurry. Be quick, but don't hurry." And, I think that's maybe kind of a synopsis of what's going on here in mid to late April in the Central Indiana real estate market here. This is Andy Liechty, a part of Andy Liechty and Associates with FC Tucker. I'll be candid. I've been telling some of my clients this recently. I feel like since December, we've probably seen 3 different iterations of the real estate market going on right now. It's a little wild. I'm filming this on April 22nd, so rates are above 7% now, and it looks like that they may stay up for a little while. We were told a few months ago rates would probably go down, right? So we're getting a lot of interesting dynamics going on in the market right now. So my goal today is just to kind of cut through some of the noise, cut through some of the uncertainty, and really just kind of give you information and data for you to kind of see what's currently going on here in the market. So if you know somebody that's looking to make a move here sometime in 2024, you can show them this video, share it with them, and educate them on what's really happening in the here and now in this market. One of the things that we hear a lot is real estate's local. And I got to tell you, in my almost 20 years of doing this now, I don't know that that's ever been more true than now. There's even within our market right now, there's stuff that's raging hot right now, getting multiple offers, but then there's also homes that are sitting for a little bit. So it's really can be hard to kind of read the tea leaves, and that's where kind of having a quality professional that has been in the trenches for a long time, that has had a great depth and breadth of experience can really be an asset for somebody on their home buying or home selling journey. So I'm going to start out like I always do with these, and I'll kind of share with you the statistics from the previous month. So this will be back in March of 2024. Compare those to a year ago, and then also go back 4 years, and then maybe do some general conclusions. So based on the data, the most recent data that we've had, based on last month's statistics here in Central Indiana, the number of homes are up almost 30% from a year ago, 29.4% to be exact. In Hamilton County, we have 40% more homes than we did back in March of 2023. And in Marion County, almost 32% more homes. So we are seeing a growth in inventory right now. And that's because there's fewer buyers that can buy right now when rates are at 7%, right? But fewer doesn't mean zero. And fewer doesn't mean that they're not eager and that they're not maybe fighting over homes, which again, I had a client make an offer on a home yesterday, and they were one of 7 offers and did not get it. So we're still seeing that dynamic go on. Home sales compared to a year ago are down 1.6% here in Central Indiana. They're down almost 5.5% in Hamilton County compared to a year ago, and only down 0.5% in Marion County. So home sales are down just a little bit more compared to a year ago, even though inventory is rising. And home prices, you guys have heard me say a lot how much we've seen home appreciation grow over the last 4 years, but we are starting to settle in more to that sleepy, predictable Central Indiana, Indianapolis housing market in terms of appreciation. Compared to 12 months ago, home prices are up 3.5%, and a little bit less in Hamilton County, 1.9%. Compared to a year ago, and 2.7% in Marion County. So usually, historically, we've seen home appreciation here in Central Indiana go back to about the pace of inflation, right? Now, I wish 3.5% was the pace of inflation right now, but historically, inflation 2 to 3%. We usually see home appreciation go up anywhere from 2 to 5%. 5% here in Central Indiana. So we're getting closer to that now, which is, I think, overall a good thing. Now, when you compare these stats to 4 years ago, you still see that the gap that I've consistently talked about really for 2.5 years is still there, but that gap is shrinking, right? And what I mean by that is we have 80.1% of homes for sale now in Central Indiana than we did compared to 4 years ago. In Hamilton County, 55.3% of homes for sale now compared to 4 years ago at the same time. And Marion County, closer to what it was 4 years ago, 87.4% of what we had 4 years ago. But those numbers a year ago were much more exaggerated. So we're seeing that kind of level out, and that makes sense as we see inventory rise even from year to year, right? So home sales, though, home sales are less than they were 4 years ago, even though even though there's less inventory. So Central Indiana home sales are down 10.2% compared to this time 4 years ago. Hamilton County is down 20.5% home sales compared to this time 4 years ago. So Hamilton County is quite a bit fewer sales, which makes sense because when rates are a little bit higher and home prices are also higher, there's fewer people that can afford that, and less people want to put their home on the market. So that makes sense. In Marion County, we have 10% fewer homes compared to 4 years ago. Home appreciation, the average home in Central Indiana has gone up 41% in the last 4 years, so to the tune of $94,000 of equity. In Central Indiana, in Hamilton County, we've seen home prices go up 40% in 4 years. And that means that the average homeowner in Hamilton County has seen their equity increase $139,000 in that 4 year time period. And in Marion County, 40.2%. So again, they're all within 41%. Marion County, the average homeowner over the 4 years has gained $75,000 of equity. And again, that's without your mortgage pay down as well too. So we do have people with equity, but we have people that are a little reluctant to put their homes on the market because they feel like they can't still quite find what they're looking for, even though inventory is rising, or it's still a really competitive market, which can certainly be the case if your home is priced well. Or the biggest thing is that they really don't want to give up their interest rate. There are a lot of people that are like, hey, I would like to move. My house doesn't really fit my needs anymore, but I love my interest rate, and I'm nervous about giving that up. And of course, that is an understandable concern. That's an understandable objection. But one of the things to maybe think about too is if you're waiting for rates to go down, if you're somebody that's kind of hit the pause button in the last year or so, as we've seen rates climb, and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to wait until rates go back down. That may not be the best plan. If your desire to move is growing urgent. Again, if it's not urgent, then maybe you do want to wait it out. But typically what we see is when interest rates go down and more people qualify based on supply and demand, the prices will go up. And that's, I think, what's been really unique about this market, and I think has kind of shown the strength of this market, that even as rates have gotten higher, we have not seen home prices dip. Like I mentioned, in the last 12 months, the average home price in Hamilton County has gone up, in Central Indiana has gone up 3.5%. And that's with rates hovering around 7%. So, if you're somebody that's been thinking about making a move, I know you love your interest rate, and you certainly need to weigh out the pros and cons of that. But I think if you wait for rates to go down, even with some of the price wars we're seeing right now with some properties, I think we may see that more exaggerated if you wait for rates to go down. If you buy now, if rates continue to go up, you'll be glad you locked in when you did. But if rates go down, you'll probably accelerate your equity a little bit because you may see home price appreciation grow a little bit more rapidly. So if you're a buyer right now, what does that mean for you? Well, my suggestion if you're a buyer would be, make sure you're going through the paces, being prepared. I have a client right now that's really looking to move, be a little more further north and have a home to sell, and they're a little bit indecisive about what's going on right now, what they want to do. I think have a clear plan in place and have some options open. Some of you that are homeowners, if you haven't opened up a home equity line of credit, that may be a really good step for you in the right direction. Reach out and I can show you how to do that and give you a really good referral to that. That might just open up options a little bit, even if you decide to sit. Home sellers, the average home is sitting on the market right now in Central Indiana 44 days. So while in some places we're seeing price wars, if we're not seeing price wars, you may sit a little bit. So you still need to be positioned appropriately, and that gives you your best chance to sell. But knowing how to do that on the front end, talking to a consultant 3 to 4 to 6 months before you actually put your home on the market to really get properly prepared from a financial side and from a house standpoint. You've heard me say a lot over the years, selling a home is two things. It's a price war and a beauty contest. Working with a pro that can show you how to win that price war and beauty contest and position you in the marketplace to be the most attractive to the most opportune buyer and identify that most opportune buyer will help you maximize what's going on here in the real estate market. So I hope you find these monthly videos helpful. As always, if you have any questions or thoughts, or you have any disagreements with me, I'd certainly would love to hear that as well too. And if you know someone that's thinking about making a move, we are never too busy for your referrals. Thanks so much. Bye.